and welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be picking my January TBR. We have our dice, we have our board, and we're going to go ahead and roll. I'm going to keep doing 8 prompts because that's what I've been doing like all of 2025, and that's going really well. I feel like I read about 8 to 10 books a month, so this kind of helps me eliminate a lot of the decision fatigue that I was facing when I was not setting myself a TBR. And so I'm able to just like mood read through what I pick. And usually by the time the month's over, I have either like added in 2 or 3 books that I also want to read on top of my TBR, or I've just read through my entire TBR, and that's worked out really well. I'm also keeping my yearly goal at 100 reads. So this works out perfectly because 8 times 12 is 100, I think. Yes, that's how math works. Well, I think it's like 7.2 or something, but like it works out to basically hit my goal. So, like I said, we have our dice. We'll go ahead and do our first roll. We have 6 and 2. 6, 2, YA, young adult. So let's look at the stacks, see what YA picks we have. I feel like I have a lot of YA, but I have not been like leaning towards it, if that makes sense. Like I usually do a lot of YA fantasy or YA thrillers, just because I also feel like a lot of thrillers that are in the YA category should not be YA. Like I still think thrillers for YA get really dark. And so I think that like works out well for me because I don't want my thrillers to be too dark. Sometimes the adult ones get really scary. So let's take a look. Let me try and focus on my priority TBR for 2026. That video will be coming out next month, but I'm going to try and peruse the shelves, see what YA we have. So I looked at the shelves, thought about what direction we want to take the TBR. I'm still very heavily in a fantasy romantasy mood. So I picked 2 options that are YA and in that fantasy space. So the first one is These Hollow Vows by Lexi Ryan. I don't know really anything about this, just that when I first got back into reading, everyone really seemed to be enjoying this. So I picked up a copy and just haven't gotten to it yet. It is on my 26 to read in 2026. So it would be kind of nice to have a priority book already on the TBR since I'm supposed to be reading like 2 priority TBR books a month. But there is also A Curse of Saints. This one is by Kate Dramis, and I will be seeing her at an event next year. So I'm not super sure what all is going on in this one either. I know that it has to do with more like, I guess, like royal guard kind of stuff. I think that the main character is like higher up in like the queen's guard or the queen's like team. I think she's supposed to be like the second in command or something. And the queen sends her on a mission to figure out what is going on with, I guess, their magic. Yeah, it looks like she has to work together with the queen's enforcer to come up with an uneasy truce that unleashes power. Oh, the main character unleashes power that hasn't been seen in over 500 years. Interesting. So these are our 2 options. I don't know. We can go with something that I probably should have read a while ago and haven't, or something that I probably should have read a while ago and haven't. Good choices. I think I'm gonna go with this one. We're gonna do Hollow Vows, These Hollow Vows, just because again, it would be kind of nice to get stuff off the 25 books or 26 books to read in 2026. So we'll go with this one. We have our board, we have our dice. Time for roll number 2. 3 and 5. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Owned for over a year. Okay, cool. I could have done These Hollow Vows for this one, but I know there's multiple books in my little library here that I've owned for quite some time. I'm going to try to look for like a regular romance that I maybe have just been putting off and see what that pulls up. Took me a second to find something that I wanted to read that I've had for over a year, but I think we have some really good options. So our first option is Spoiler Alert by Olivia Dade. I don't really know a ton about this one. I just know that it is in a series where like one of them is famous. So let me read the back of this really quick. So it looks like with this one, we are following the actor of like a big hit TV show and a fan fiction writer, which sounds super cute, sounds super fun. I'm pretty sure I got this back in 2023, like right as I was getting back into reading. Yeah, it was published in 2020. So I've definitely had this for a minute. So it could be good to read that one. But the other one that I have on my mind is The Right Move by Liz Tomford. This one is the sequel to Mile High, which I know Mile High is everyone's like least favorite in that series, and I still ate it up. So this one is following, I believe her name's Indy, who is our main FMC from the last book. It is Stevie's best friend Indy, and she is going to move in to Stevie's old place that she shares with her brother Ryan, and it's like a fake dating situation. So I'm kind of excited for this one. Been putting it off for a minute, but this could be a good use of this one. I believe I bought this at the very end of 2023. So again, had this for a minute. And then our last option is Wild Love. I believe I got this one sometime in 2024. So since we're going into 2026, I'm going to assume that means we're safe, and I've had it for over a year. But I don't think I'm feeling cowboy right now. I don't know. The last cowboy romance I read was Lost and Lassoed, and I loved it. But I just haven't had the urge to pick up another cowboy romance in the last couple of months. Not couple of months, couple of weeks. I finished Lost and Lassoed like the beginning of December. It's literally going to be my next wrap up. But this one is another option. Not sure if I'm feeling that one as much. I think the one I'm most excited about is definitely The Right Move. So I think we're going to go with this one. Now we're on to roll number 3. 5 and 6. 5, 6. First book we see on Goodreads. Okay, I haven't been on Goodreads in a really long time. I'm going to be so honest. I'm like way backlogged on my Goodreads. Everything. Let me pull up Goodreads, and then let me go ahead and start my screen record. Okay. So Wicked King is the second in the series. That's not going to happen. I don't own any of those. I don't own any of these. So many Christmas books. Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. I do own that, and that is one of the 3 Riley Sager books I have left. I thought that I'd read more of his books, but in putting together my 26 books in 2026, I found out that With a Vengeance, his most recent release, haven't read. Lock Every Door, also haven't read. And then Survive the Night is the last one that I have of his that I have not read. I've read everything else of his. But we do have Lock Every Door, so let me go grab that one. Well, this is embarrassing. I can't find my copy of Lock Every Door. It's not where it should be, and that's making me anxious. But that's okay. We'll just keep scrolling and try to find another book. So we're going to go back to scrolling on Goodreads. Oh my god, more books I don't have. Did I run out of things to scroll? I think I did. I think this happened the last time we got first book we see on Goodreads, is we like ran out of stuff to scroll. Okay, maybe we'll go to the Discover tab. Ooh, Sounds Like Love by Ashley Poston. I do have that one, and that would be probably a really good fit. So we have our copy of Sounds Like Love. I know this one is about a musician and a songwriter, and they both have like a melody in their heads, but I don't know anything beyond that. I know that Ashley Poston does magical realism, and I absolutely love the other books of hers I've read, but they was going to make me cry. So I'm kind of scared. I'm nervous, but I've heard really good things about this one. So that was pick number 3. Let's go ahead and roll for our 4th pick. 1 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Blue on the cover. Okay, blue on the cover. I feel like we have a lot of blue books. I remember doing this like last month's TBR, and we had so many blue covers. It was crazy. So let me go pick some of those up. Might have to replay the clip of me picking out blue covers to see what all blue covers I have. I don't know. I think I do kind of know what I'm leaning towards. And you're going to think I'm crazy because, like, what are we doing? What do you mean? But, like, I did already get my Everand credit for this audiobook, so I feel like I should go back and read it now. So I think I might do Lights Out. Would that be crazy? I think that'd be crazy. But I kind of want to do it. So let me go grab it. So I'm back with Lights Out. I think we're just going to do it. We're just going to bite the bullet and read Lights Out. Because I've been wanting to for a while. I'm not against dark romance. I just keep forgetting this book exists. So I'm going to do it. That's pretty easy. So now we're on to roll number 5 to pick our 5th book. 5 and 6. Did we just have that? We did just have that. We'll do 6 and 5. 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With the band, so a band book. Oh, this is always so hard. I don't have a ton of band books. I feel like the best I can do is like, I already did 1984. Let me Google it and get some inspiration and see. Okay, I found a list on Amazon that went over some like challenge books this year. And one of the books on it was God of the Woods, which I own. I'm not super into it. I did find out that it's literary fiction though. Like before I thought that it was a thriller. And then Taylor Swift listened to part of it on the Eras tour like docu-series. And then I found out it was literary and not as thrillery as I thought. But I think that might be a good pick. I think that it's challenged enough. Apparently it's pretty violent and references like unaliving, which I was not expecting. I did genuinely think that it was about like a missing kid. So sounds kind of spooky, but also sounds interesting. So let me go grab my copy. I'm also going to be so honest. I got this copy from Book of the Month, and I did not realize how stunning it is. Like it has the little seal, but it also has pink sprayed edges. And then the back has like the fancy award like printed on it in this like shiny. So yeah, I think we're gonna go with this one. It's still, like I said, not like a band book yet. It's not like to the level of like, I don't know, Lord of the Flies or something, but it's getting challenged enough that it appeared on a list, and I'm gonna take that. Okay, so that's book number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's go ahead and roll for book 6. 4 and 1. 4. Orange on the cover. Oh, this one's hard. I don't think I've had an orange on the cover yet. That's very oddly specific. I'm hoping I can find like a fantasy with orange on the cover because I don't have very many fantasies. I think we're at 1. Like it was literally the first one we picked. And then everything since then has just been regular romance or literary. So let me see what orange covers we got. I feel like for some reason this TBR has been a lot easier to pick than past TBRs. Like I feel like each prompt I'm getting, I have like 2 or 3 options. Like I don't have very many. Orange on the cover was kind of hard, especially because I was focusing on fantasy. But we have 2 options, and I think that that's a win. So our first option is A Pirate's Life for Tea. This is the sequel to Can't Spell Treason Without Tea. And so in this one, we are following Cayanthe and Reyna, and they're hunting for that dragon egg. apparently. I kind of forgot that happened in the first book, like at all. But they're working with some river pirates. And I don't know what happened to my copy, but my copy has like a bunch of little scuffing. But very orange cover, orange edges, orange. But the other one that I have is Metal Slinger. This one's not quite as orange. It's kind of like subtle in the butterfly and in the flowers. But I'm still counting it as orange on the cover because it's orange and it's on the cover. But whoa, the font on this is huge. I like that. But I have been meaning to pick this up for a while. It's the start of another series, though, is the problem. Like, I think the sequel comes out later this year. By this year, I mean 2026, which is weird. So I'm not super excited to reach for this one. I'm a little bit more interested in continuing a series I've already started, even if I did forget a lot of what happened in the first book in this. I'll be completely honest. I liked it. I had a good time when I was reading it, but it wasn't that memorable. Like, it's not sticking. So I think I'm gonna go with this one. That's great. I'm reading the little like blurb, like the dedication. So the people who gave me 1-star reviews because my first book had lesbians. I doubled the lesbians in this one just for you. That's great. That's so good. I'm so excited for double lesbians. So yes, let's do this one. So that was book 6. Yes, book 6. 2 more. 3 and 2. 1, 2. Lit fic. Okay. So that puts us in a predicament because I'm pretty sure I only have like one other lit fic I can do. If we're doing like God of the Woods, and that's technically lit fic, I think I only have one other literary fiction I can do. And I don't want to do it. Like I already know, I'm not reading The Women by Kristen Hanna right now. So we're rolling again. 1 and 6. Film or TV adaptation. Okay, we've struggled with this one, but a ton of stuff are getting TV adaptations lately. So, TV adaptation. Or film. I'm going to Google it. Okay. So the main ones that I'm seeing get talked about are like Bridgerton, obviously, Colleen Hoover's adaptations, and then also stuff about like The Housemaid, since that movie just came out. But I'm thinking Happy Place by Emily Henry might be where we go, because that one also is getting an adaptation. So we might do Happy Place by Emily Henry. Let me grab my copy. Are her other books getting adaptations? I'm going to Google that. Just because, like, I started off with her first book. I kind of want to keep going in chronological order. Okay, yes. Book Lovers, Beach Read, Happy Place, and Funny Story are all in various stages of film, TV adaptations. So I think I'm going to do Book Lovers. I think that's the next one. Actually, while I'm on the phone, I might as well just look that up. Okay, so it looks like Beach Read should be my next one. Kind of hilarious that I'm picking that up in January. Here we have Beach Read. Kind of excited. The only thing that I know about this one is that it is about 2 authors who knew each other when they were younger. I think they met in like high school or college, and they were rivals back in the day. And then the FMC is at her dad's house after he passes away, and she's supposed to be like cleaning up his house, and she's trying to write her next book, but like she's struggling. So her and this guy that she knew when she was younger switch genres. I think he writes mystery thrillers and she writes romance, I think. Oh, her name is January. Okay, that's really cute. The guy writes literary fiction, she writes romances, and they switch genres. But I like that. So I'm glad this is on the January TBR. Okay, so that was book 7, right? Yes, but this is our last one. That's exciting. 4 and 6. 4, 6. Booktube recommendation. So what is something that I've seen highly recommended on Booktube? I think I want another fantasy because we really only have 2 fantasies and that's kind of low for me. So let me see what fantasies I've heard recommended on Booktube. I'll be right back. Okay, so I think this one is giving us our most options. So the first one is Arcana Academy. This one's by Elise Kova. I have only really heard of people putting this on their TBR. I'll be completely honest. I have not heard a ton of reviews about it. The 2 reviews I have heard have said it's great, but I feel like it's not quite as hyped up as the other ones on this list. So the other ones are One Dark Window, which gives peak winter vibes to me. And I'm really excited to pick this one up before I read The Night and the Moth. I don't think you have to read them in a certain order, but in my head, I would like to. So I do have to read this one before I can read The Night and the Moth. Duh. The next one is another one that I feel like I've seen a lot of people add to their TBRs and have not heard as many reviews for. I've heard more reviews for this one than Arcana Academy, but Dance of Lies by Brittany Arena. I know that this one is, obviously these are all romantasy, but I know that this one is following a dancer, which sounds kind of fun. And then the last one is Metal Slinger, because we had this as an option earlier and I just hadn't put it away. And I was like, wait, this one actually works for this. Because I've heard a ton of people talk about this one. But out of all of these options, even though these 2 I feel like are our most highly YouTube recommended, I hear about these ones all the time, these are the 2 I'm more excited for. So I feel a little bad. I do feel bad, but not bad enough, because I think I'm putting Dance of Lies on the TBR. And that's where we're going with this. So that concludes the TBR. Let's take a look at everything we've added to our monthly TBR. For Booktube recommendation, we had Dance of Lies. For film TV adaptation, we have Beach Read by Emily Henry. For orange on the cover, we are doing Pirate's Life for Tea. For, what was this one? It wasn't lit fic. Band. For band challenge books, we're doing God of the Woods. For blue on the cover, we're doing Lights Out. For the one we saw on Goodreads, we're doing Sounds Like Love by Ashley Poston. For Owned Over a Year, we're doing The Right Move by Liz Tomford. And then for YA, we're doing These Hollow Vows. This looks crazy. All of these are the thickest books I think I could have picked. This looks like way more than 8 books. I think I said that in November too, but that ended up being a really good reading month. So yeah, that is the TBR for this month, for January. I'm still getting kind of in the swing of filming the TBR separately. This is obviously the first time I've done it, but it feels weird to tell you what I'm reading next month, a week away from the new year. It's literally Christmas Eve, and I'm doing this. But I don't mind, because look how good this stack turned out. Look how amazing all our reads are going to be. So that is it. If you made it to the end of the video, go ahead and leave. What emoji are we thinking? I'm trying to think. The music note emoji for Sounds Like Love. Let's do that. That's fun. Okay, perfect. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and helping me pick this TBR. I look forward to seeing you guys in my December wrap up. See you next time. Bye. Using my dice board game. I haven't said that in the intro in a really long time, but I'm assuming that you can read the title that says I'm using a dice game. Hi, hello, and welcome to today's YouTube video. In today's video, we're going to be going over my January, no, we're not going to go over anything. Okay, I don't like their interface. I don't like using the app. I don't really know why I included it on the, why is the light so harsh? Okay, that looks way better, right? I don't know why I just realized randomly in the middle of me talking that that was the harshest light it could have been. Or is Lock Every Door on Kindle Unlimited? I might just go ahead and read it on Kindle, if I can. It's not on Kindle Unlimited. Oh my god, that's so gross. Ooh. There we go. Okay. That took me a second. I was like, what am I doing? Okay. Sounds like love. Okay, I thought that one down was too little light and now one up is too much light. Like I can't have a good balance. So this is our last one. I almost just like knocked my whole board over. I said added like I just went out and bought like 10 books. I didn't buy any of these books. I did at one point, not now. I haven't bought them recently. The birthday book haul is coming. I'm probably going to film that next week. Oh, Jesus.